Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm so glad you're here and we are going to have some fun. So DIY number one is the little bottles that I recently did in my acrylic pour tiny mini pour video. And I went on Google Images and I just typed in free printable Easter labels. You get a wide variety to choose from and they're so stinking cute. And then I just cut them out and I Mod Podge them to the front of those little bottles. So simple and easy, and it gives it such a cute little vintage Easter look. I'm just loving it. So then I came back in, I had some pink and white string, and I just thought I would add a few embellishments to a couple of the bottles, wrapping string around the top and the bottom, and then the other bottle I wrapped it just around the top and I added some floral. And I'm in love with these little mini bottles. They're so stinking cute.
You could see yourself just sitting there on my chair. I'm staring at you, you don't even notice. Should've told you straight away, you don't have to be afraid anymore.
All right, DIY number two. You asked for a mini tier tray, more ideas for a mini tier tray, so here's another one. So these are little wooden ornaments, and I'm using some beads I got from Walmart, and those little pins I think are for making jewelry. I bought them years and years and years ago when I was going to attempt to make jewelry. We're just going to use those to keep those beads straight and a little more structure to this little mini tier tray. So I'm just taking the beads and hot gluing them together. Once I have a couple of them down, that's where those little pins come in, and I put those in the center, and then I just keep hot gluing more beads on top of them. I used 7 beads total, and I hot glued at the end the top of it. Then I came in with 6 more beads and I went around the top and the bottom. That way, more stability, plus you're going to see in a few minutes that it's going to add a little more cuteness to this tier tray. So that's what you got right now. And I came in with some chalk paint and I painted it all white, even the beads. And I think I only did 1 coat of the chalk paint. Went into my floral stash and I grabbed some floral, white and purple, little pinkish hue to it, I guess. And those beads, I put the florals in the openings. So that's just so cute. So Dollar Tree, oh my gosh, they have these rub-on transfers that are simply gorgeous. I grabbed both designs that I saw at my Dollar Tree, and I'm going to use them both in this video, so stay tuned to the end. But this is the rose petal sheet that they had. Originally, I was just going to put rose petal in the middle, but then I thought maybe I would use the rest of the sheet to kind of do like a decoupage effect to this little tray on the top, and I absolutely love it. If it's too busy for you, then just do one of the transfers, but I just wanted to see what this would look like decoupaged. I love that little rose petal, and I actually put it on again at the end. So DIY number 3, we are going to make a little tiny wreath. And I called it I don't know, it's like a little clasp that I guess you can use to keep papers together, maybe, I don't know. But it's really tiny, and I just took my pink and white string and wrapped it all the way around it. Then I came back in and added a little floral to the bottom, and you have the most adorable tiny little wreath for your Easter decor. For DIY number 4, we're going to make another wreath. I'm obsessed with these little hair spirals, and I thought if I maneuvered them and twisted them and turned them, I could make a little wreath form out of them. And then this gorgeous ribbon from Dollar Tree. It's so colorful, and I thought it just screamed Easter to me. So I took the ribbon and I wrapped it through the spirals, and it created a cute little wreath. Now this DIY gave me a little bit of trouble. There's certain things I wish I would have done different, and I'll explain to you as we go, because maybe you guys always have great ideas for me. So I know that if you don't like exactly how I did it, you're going to make it your own and it's going to be gorgeous. But I did take some floral and I came in, I kind of poked it in between those spirals and attached it and made a little bow for the top. I think I should have just stopped and not added all that extra ribbon. I don't really know why I added it, but I did. So now I'm going to make a little triangle to hang this wreath from, just using popsicle sticks. I glued them together and formed a triangle. And then I used that pink and white twine, or I'm going blank, you know what it is. And I wrapped it around each corner to secure it. Just keep going back and forth. And then you have a nice secure little triangle to hang your little wreath from. But I messed up. Make sure that you're hanging it from the top of the triangle. I did it from the side and I didn't realize it until I was already finished. So I did take it apart and redo it because my OCD wouldn't let me keep it the way it was. Like I said, these are just inspirations. You guys run with this and make it your own. But this is just so cute. It's so colorful, and you guys have been asking for color. And at the end, it actually looks like Mickey Mouse, I think. So it did turn out super cute in the end. So DIY number 5, and you guys know DIY number 5 is always my favorite. So using these wooden dominoes from Dollar Tree in the toy section, these are amazing. I can do so many minis with these. They're easily cut, which is awesome, and I'm just putting them together with hot glue to make a crate. Oh my gosh. And you get so many dominoes in a package for $1. So most of these projects I've shown you are probably under $3 to make. So I just use the dominoes, I put them together to form this itty bitty little crate. In hindsight, I wish I would have put the plain wooden pieces on the outside, but I didn't. But that's okay. So I grabbed some of this floral, don't know what it's called, it's like little bitty beads, and I squirted some paint on them because they were very staticky and going all over the place, so I had to do it this way and just got messy and covered these little tiny foam balls. So Linda gave me a huge, awesome idea that you could also use beans for this part of the project. And I love that idea. I just didn't have any beans on hand. So like I said earlier, the Dollar Tree has different kind of rub-on transfers now. And these were a more vintage sheet, I thought. So stinking cute. So I thought it would be great to put these all over the crate, kind of, again, decoupage style. And you can just, they're so easy. You can just put them on. I did use my Silhouette Cameo tool around the edges, and it kind of cuts it for you. You'll see. It just turns out so awesome. I also, you're going to see in a few, that I use the sheet probably 3 times. Just because it goes off of the crate doesn't mean you can't use it. It'll still be on the sheet because that tool cuts it off, and you can place it in other areas. And I just had fun putting vintage decoupage all over this little bitty crate.
You could see yourself just sitting there on my chair. I'm staring at you, you don't even notice. Should've told you straight away, you don't have to be afraid anymore. I know you haven't noticed, you know.
So cute. You would never know this started off as Domino's. And to make it just a little more vintage, I did come in with some coffee bean, and I just went around the edges that were still exposed, that the paint and wood was still exposed, and just went around the edges and added a little coffee bean to it. So now it's time to fill the basket. I had some more little squares, and I thought that would be good to put down as a base. I also needed one of the sides of this basket to have some height. So I put some squares down as a base, and I took one square and I did hot glue it to the side, because you'll see. And then I took some reindeer moss and filled it in. And then I came back in with some Spanish moss and some little bit of hot glue to make a little bird's nest for our eggs. And just kept maneuvering it, added a little hot glue so it would all stay together, and just maneuvered it into a little bird's nest.
Hey, I wish you could see yourself just sitting there on my
Perfect little bird's nest for this project. So now we're going to work on those eggs using a very fine tip Sharpie. I took those little balls that I had painted different colors, and I just started making squiggly lines and polka dots and straight lines, and just made them look like they were decorated Easter eggs. When our children were little and we used to decorate Easter eggs, my husband used to always put a Smurf on one egg. Did you guys ever have one egg where you always had to do it every Easter? Let me know in the comments. So now we're going to take that bird's nest and add a little hot glue to that Spanish moss and attach the bird's nest. And then we're going to take our eggs and we're going to fill that bird's nest full of the little Easter eggs.
That's what I adore. Should have told you straight away everything I have to say, but I'm afraid, and I know you haven't noticed. You know that I won't let you go. Put your arms around me and I let you know how it feels when time goes slow.
Okay, with Easter eggs, you need an Easter bunny. So I went into my little numbers and I grabbed 2 6s and an 8 to make our little Easter bunny. I cut the tops off the 6s and I actually saved the bottoms for another project because there was nothing wrong with the little circle. And those are the bunny ears. And then I put them by the 8 and I trimmed them down to make cute little ears. Then I just used printer paper and I traced around the 8 because I thought it needed a solid front. So I cut a piece of printer paper, I traced the 8 on it, and I hot glued the printer paper to the front of the 8.
Hey, I wish you could see yourself just sitting there on my chair. I'm staring at you, you don't even notice. Should've told you straight away, you don't have to be afraid anymore. I know you haven't noticed. You know that
Then I grabbed a cotton ball and a bead to make his little furry bunny butt. and hot glued a little hot glue to the bead and put the cotton ball around it. This is going to serve two purposes. It adds cuteness and it also helps the bunny stand up in the crate. So I wish I would have done the next step before I attached the butt, but I was so excited to put the little bunny butt on, I wasn't thinking. So wait till you're done to add his little furry tail. And then you're going to flip over the Easter bunny. And on the ears, I'd use that Sharpie again, the real fine tip. And I just drew, oh, wait, getting ahead of myself again. I always do that. I painted him. I painted him all white first. Then I grabbed my Sharpie and I just enhanced the ears just by drawing a little circle in the middle center of the ears. And then I just drew on a little bunny face. Trust me, you can draw the face on. It's just drawing circles and making eyeballs and a little nose and some cute little eyelashes. It's not hard. You don't need to be artistic for this part. No matter what face you put on him, he's gonna be adorable. And then I added some of that pink and white twine around his neck, and I added a little bow to finish him.
And I won't let it rush when I see you dance, and the moment comes when I fall and time goes slow. I fall into you. I fall into you. I fall into you.
Look at that little guy. Oh my gosh, so cute. I love that little bunny. Who would have thought he's an 8 and 2 6s? So remember how I hot glued one of those little wooden squares? Now we see why. Because I want the bunny to stand up taller than the crate, so I just hot glued him down to that little square, and look it. You have an adorable little Easter mini crate full of eggs and an Easter bunny. And here's a look back on all the projects that I did for you in this video. It's a mixture of like a little modern but a little vintage, and I just am absolutely, you guys know I'm like falling in love with doing minis. I hope you guys aren't bored with minis because I have a few more ideas. If you want to keep seeing minis, let me know. I'm so appreciative for all of your sweet comments and for you stopping by to watch my videos. I love y'all. I hope you're having a blessed and most wonderful day. I'll see you guys on Thursday. Bye, y'all.